Hi guys, I'm Emily and I'm here to give you a quick tutorial on how I like to do my Gamora body paint. So I use a lot of Mehron products. They are found on Amazon, so they're pretty convenient and affordable. I use their Mehron Pradise paint, the water activated paint in the shade light green for my body and face. I do 2 coats all over, and so I'll use about 3/4 of one of these every time I use it. And to apply that, I like their Paradise paint brushes. These are going to give you a really smooth coat. So I suggest the biggest one for your body to save some time and a smaller one for your face. And then for the lines on Gamora's face, she has some on her forehead and cheeks. It's the same Paradise paint in the smaller pans, the black and silver. You're not going to use that much of this paint. And then you're just going to need a cup of water for applying that. Other stuff you're going to need, Gamora has no eyebrows, so you just need to do the standard eyebrow disappearing trick and use some Elmers glue, some thick concealer, and a beauty blender. And then for the little details, we're going to contour, and so we're going to need to use some setting powder. I use the Ben Nye one with a puffer. And then you're going to need to find a green eyeshadow you like for contouring. I use this one. And for Gamora's eyeshadow, same, find a gold eyeshadow you like. This one never wants to open. I have been using this shimmery one right up here. And finally, you're just going to need some sort of green eyeliner, eyeshadow stick for your lips. This is kind of going to be trial and error of what you like, and a eyeliner and mascara. Okay, really quick before we go into step 1, which is going to be the eyebrows, I just wanted to address a few questions that people always come up and ask me at cons about body paint. So for one, I don't find it restricting, suffocating, itchy, but that could just be my experience. You might feel differently. 2, this paint is water activated. So if it is raining, you're sweating a lot, you're crying, me at Guardians of the Galaxy 3, this paint can come off. So this is something to keep in mind. If you are a really sweaty person, if you're planning on wearing this on a day that it's going to be torrential raining, maybe think of a different plan, because this paint will run off. That being said, I have worn it for so many full days at con, and I've had really no problems with it. You'll definitely get some thinning around the armpits, like your hands, but especially the face, I've always noticed has stayed put, and I haven't really had any problems. And third, yes, it is really hard to get off, and you, even after having a 30-minute shower afterwards, you're going to have some green tint to your, wherever you put it, for the next, I'd say, like 48 hours, so just be prepared for that. Okay, so let's get into it. So I always start off with doing my eyebrows, and really simple, you just get in there with your glue stick and really do a thick layer. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. And then I like to use a little spoolie brush, but if you don't have one, you could use just your fingers and get in there and really lift them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'll let it dry for about 30 seconds, and I like to do this 2 or 3 times on both eyebrows. Okay, so I did one eye so you can see what it looks like. But so I did 3 coats of the glue and I let that dry, and then I just go in with the thick concealer. And I really get in there and just dab it on. Thick. It doesn't need to be perfect or smooth. The body paint does a pretty good job at going over all of it. And so then I just take my beauty blender and I kind of dab it out. And so I might go ahead and do a second coat after that too, because this one's dried down a bit, just to make it even slightly more hidden. Okay, this is what it looks like with 2 coats of the concealer on, and I think we're ready to start painting. So doing the face and body is going to be the same. I highly recommend you have someone do your body paint for you for the body. You're not going to be able to reach your back. The backs of your arms are really hard. So find a trusted friend, partner, and ask them to help you. But full transparency, this is the hardest part that I find people always struggle with when they help me do my body paint, and that is mixing the consistency of the paint and the water just right. You don't want it too thick or too thin. So you go ahead and wet your paintbrush. I got my little cup of water over here, and you're just gonna mix the water in. And see, this would be too runny where you can fully see the water in the pan. So you're just going to want to keep mixing, and you can put some of that water back until you have a nice thick layer. And so once I like the consistency and it's not so watery, you're just going to go ahead and start painting. And you'll be able to tell through trial and error if it's too thick or too thin. And I highly recommend you do as much of your face with one dip into the pot as you can. So this is my first layer, and so it does not need to be perfect. Same with when you're doing your body, it's going to be the same thing. So this is just a base layer just to get the color across. So go back in my pan. And so you're going to paint all over a layer of your face, covering your eyebrows. And with Gamora, you need to also get really close under the eyes and the lips. Whole thing green. And so when I'm doing my face, I always start with my face first when I'm doing my body paint, just so that way I'm not sweating in the body paint. And so I'll usually do the face all the way to about the neck. And you'll do your first coat, and then you'll give it a couple minutes and do your second coat. And the second coat is where it needs to be a little more precise. If you're noticing any streaks, go through and fix that then. Like, that's your chance, because I'm just doing 2 coats and that's it. So yeah. Okay, so this is what we're looking like after 2 coats of the body paint, and it's pretty much dried down. Note that I went pretty close, like I said, with the eyes and the lips and the mouth. Everything is green. And so just a couple of things I thought of while I was painting. So like I was saying, if you're going through with the paintbrush and it's just, you can see the skin underneath, and every time you do the paintbrush, it seems to be taking off the paint underneath and around it. That is too much water on the brush, and you just need to work on getting the consistency right. And also, at some point, you're doing too much. This kind of paint, if you just keep going, trying to patch these little areas, it will take off what's under and around it. Another thing I was thinking of, so if I was not going to be wiping this off right after like I'm doing for this video, I would not be wearing this shirt. I usually wear like a zip-up hoodie, because if I was wearing this shirt, taking it off is going to wipe off a lot of this paint. The shirt's going to get all green, so this is not prime for body and face painting. But that's just something I thought of. But with the paint done, we're going to go ahead and set the face for contouring. So the first time I did Gamora, I did not contour my face, and I just looked like a green blob. And I took a lot of trial and error, because you can't just really put eyeshadow or other paint over this water-based paint. It will kind of rub it off. So what I learned is you need to go ahead and take your setting powder and your puffer and get a lot of powder on there. So I'm just going to set the areas of my face that I know I'm going to be contouring, which is going to be the cheeks, probably around the nose, and like, don't be afraid to go in heavy. Just look at the other cheek right here. Around the nose, and probably around my forehead. Also, if I was painting my neck, I would do my chin. So Saldana is snatched in that face. So, pretty much powdered. Okay, so the key is to be really careful. Once you put the eyeshadow on this paint, it will not come off. So I'm going to go ahead and off camera just do the contouring with that green eyeshadow. again, go very, very light. But I'm just going to do the cheeks to give me some higher cheekbones, probably contour the nose a little bit, and around the forehead for some depth. So I'll be back. Okay, I decided to do a little more than just contour, but I did go ahead and contour around the cheeks, forehead, the nose, a little bit of the chin. And then I, of course, did the eyeshadow. I just went in with gold, and then a little of the green again up here for a little definition. I did eyeliner all around. I kind of like to do her eyeliner a little messy. She's out in space. I like to think it's kind of part of the character. And then just a little mascara. You could do fake lashes, but I feel like, again, that's not really in her character. And then for the lips, I went in with this NYX just eyeliner, wrong end, and lined my lips like a lip liner. And then I went in, I really like this nude stix shade. You're looking for like a dark green, and I wanted a little shimmer to give it some more dimension. So I used this NYX light green jumbo sticks. It's hard to find green supplies. I learned, I went to one of the makeup stores and I was begging everyone to help me find some. But trust the process. I look a little crazy at this point, but once I get the wig on and I'm going to draw my lines on my face, it's going to be looking great. So for the lines, just find a reference photo online and just do the best you can. I kind of do my own version of the lines anyways. So you're going to need, let me see if I can find one. You're going to need a really precise paintbrush. I did find one. Okay, so you're going to need a really small paintbrush. It's going to be like this, perfect for precision. And it's the same as the face paint. You're going to just wet your brush and go in. So I like to go in with the black first and do the black all over and then the silver on top of it. Taking the black, and I'll start with the cheek. Yeah, the design's kind of up to you. Whatever you think is going to be easiest. It's of course not going to be perfect, but I like to usually do some cheeks and also above the eyebrow and go down to the floor. Perfect. So I'll do this in black on both sides and then I go in and fill it in with silver. Okay, I'm back in with my wig cap on. So I just went through and put silver over the black. As you can see, I left a little black peeking through, so that way from far away it adds some dimension. But I just love how sparkly and silver and shiny it is. It's so fun. So that's the face all done. And so for the body, it's the same thing. You're going to go in once just to get color all over with, like, it doesn't have to be perfect base coat. And then after that dries for about 10 minutes, you're going to go over again with your more like perfect top coat. And I recommend doing the hands completely last, right before you're about to leave. Like, do your body, put your costume on, then hands as you're going out the door. Because once those are painted, you're kind of stuck. And again, if someone can help you, that's going to be key. 2 people painting at one time, you're going to be done so quick. I'd plan for the whole process for the first time to take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, but once you're done and you know how to do it and you do it over and over, it gets really fast. So let's go ahead and throw the wig on for the final look. And this wig isn't for sale anymore, but I saw my favorite wig brand, Wig is Fashion, has a Gamora wig, which looks pretty nice. So let's get this on. Apply it down, and that's the final look. So just let me know down below if you have any questions. I know I kind of went over a few of the things kind of quick, so just let me know.
Thanks for watching my video, and go follow me on Instagram at Emily Does Cosplay for more fun cosplay content.